On the road to embodying your potential, sometimes we're lucky enough to have someone point it out to us. Hey, you're tall and fast. Bet you'd be good at basketball. But often, our most important journeys begin with no roadmap, no guidebook, no cheer squad, just you and your own heart beating much too fast for sanity. From the age of 9, I've wanted to be an actor. That's why I started learning accents, just in case I ever play someone from Rochester, or Roma, or Rouen. But at one point, I realized if I'm wanting to be an actor, that means I'm not an actor yet. Okay, what would it mean to be an actor? To live by my craft, creating meaningful art with inspiring people. If I wanted to do that, I had to make the space for it. So I quit my box office job and put on my first one-woman show, Amy Walker Inside Out. With the revenue I made, I moved to a city, started auditioning, and got an agent, and started auditioning for every meaningless commercial and industrial that came my way. This is my craft, apparently. Because people told me, you just have to take any job, you've got to be seen. But I didn't think that Steven Spielberg was going to be sitting on his couch one night and go, wait, that relieved-looking woman in the Pepto commercial. She's the one to star in my next inspiring film. Now, if I wanted to work with the Jane Campions and the several amazing Stevens of the film world, I'd have to show them that I'm just as passionately dedicated to honing my craft as they are. Is that all? Great. How do we do that? Well, start with what you have, kid. A videographer had filmed my first one-woman show, so I put clips of it on YouTube, started making some other videos and building kind of an online show reel. I had an idea to show some more range, just in case a casting director happened on my site. I thought, why don't I introduce myself in a bunch of different accents in a single take? 21 sounded like a kind of catchy number. So I posted my video 21 accents, having no idea of what would happen. The video went viral and caught the attention of the Today Show, NPR, Inside Edition, Radio New Zealand, Australia, schools putting it in their curricula. It was a whirlwind. And at 4 a.m., I would wake up and have these ideas, this soul fire streaming through me for more videos. Monologues, songs, musings on being human. Suddenly, I was connecting to people all over the world who were inspired by these little videos I was creating in my kitchen. And then a funny thing happened. Even though a big part of me was still waiting to be discovered, to be given the opportunity to make the sort of films that I wanted to make, an idea came for exactly the sort of film I longed to make. Only I didn't think that I could do it. So I called my friend Marilee, more of a writer than myself, and I said, Marilee, you need to write a script for a film called Connected. It's a comedy drama about a diverse family struggling to stay connected in the internet age. She said, okay. So we started hashing it out over Skype and email. She was in China at the time. And both of us felt like we were observers, simply peering in the windows at a family whose story already existed. It was a thrill to be co-writing. I'd been writing all my life, and I'd even written 3 or 4 screenplay attempts, but I wasn't a writer, right? And then Marilee got busier with her family, her new baby, and one day she said, Amy, I think you just need to finish this yourself. She gave me the opportunity to expand my identity to include screenwriter, something that was always on my maybe someday list. And the moment she said it, I knew I could do it. The screenplay practically flew from my fingers to the page. She read it, our friend Sandra read it, and both of them said, this is exactly what families are going through right now. The world needs to see this film. Well, I'd always wanted to have a production company, someday, maybe. And so, we co-founded Soulfire Films. I contacted an executive producer who had approached me previously about starring in a couple of his films, and the first thing he said to me was, are you going to direct this? because I think you should. I mean, the way you wrote it, clearly you have a very strong vision for this film. Well, I dreamed of directing it, maybe, someday, but I didn't think that I could. I mean, I'd only directed theater before. He said, the first guy to climb Everest? Think he should have backed down just because he'd never done it before? All you need is a really great team, some Sherpas, you'll be fine. So opportunity number 2. Believe that I can direct the film of my dreams. Thank you, Mark. He also said, if you raise the money yourselves, you can retain control of the financial, of the creative control, of the creative integrity of the film. And this was important to us. So we found opportunity number 3. While looking for the right producers to partner with, begin producing the film of your dreams. Okay. We had the script green light tested. It got the green light for marketability. So we created a prospectus, a budget, and started pitching it to people with money on the basis of how much more money it would make them. This felt pretty awful. We wanted a way for anyone to be able to help make the film. At the time, 21 Accents, the little video, had received somewhere over 4 million views on YouTube. And a woman observed, if just 1 out of every 4 of those people gives you $1, you could make the film. Well, that means we wouldn't have to get $1 million from one person. And if we could just inspire the hearts of a global community to give $1, they could help make a movie. And we could give them credit in the film as a producer. And so we founded the Connected Film Project as a way of inviting the world to collaborate. But as the implications of micro-giving started to sink in, we realized we have a larger goal. It's not enough to make our dream come true. When the film is completed and released, we plan to utilize what we've built and learned to help others. Any revenue from the film that would normally go back to investors will go forward to create the Soulfire Project, an organization dedicated to empowering others to manifest the dreams of their soulfire through micro-giving, small gifts of time and resources. Over the past 3 years, I've had the fortune of working with a very strong core team of people around the world who help run the Connected Film Project. 3 of them are here today, and I will get to meet them for the first time after working together for over 2 years via Skype and email. So we'll get to connect in a new way. Every day I am humbled by the way people around the world are believing this film into being. But it's not always easy. When you're constantly expanding the bounds of what you think is possible, there will be doubt. Every time I make a major decision for the film or even post a little video that I'm inspired to share, part of me worries, what if they don't get it? What if they hate it, or they think I'm crazy, or they get offended somehow by something that was intended to be a respectful exploration? But then I think about letters people have written me about how some little video I made in my kitchen or a hotel bathroom helped him grieve the loss of his son, helped her come out to her family, and helped him forget for 2 hours the chronic pain that he feels constantly. When doubt creeps in, I ask myself, what if this small act could help even one person? Would you deny them that just because you're afraid of what people will think of you? Each of you has the potential to give something truly unique to the world, and the world needs it. We need what you have to give. Yes, on the road to embodying your potential, you will face dangers unknown and hardships unnumbered, according to the labyrinth. The path might not be linear. It may look more like a twister board, where you're asked to put your left hand on green when you already have your right hand red, your left foot blue, your right foot yellow, and your left buttock on puce. But the choice is this. We can live our lives trying to identify everything in the world that we are not. Or step by step, we can expand our identity to embody the potential of who we are. And when we see that magnificence reflected in the world around us, we empower others to embody their potential, because we are all connected. Thank you.